Welcome to Academic Guru's Tutoring Thursday, where we answer all of your high school, college, and university questions. If you would like your question to be featured on next week's Tutoring Thursday, please submit your questions to questions@academicgurusinc.com. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay current with all of our new videos.
Alright, so in this video we're going to try to fit in 3 different math problems in one video, so it's going to be interesting. So let's tackle the first problem. It says the temperature in Chicago, Illinois is -2 degrees Fahrenheit and the temperature in Phoenix, Arizona is 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Which of the following is true? A. Chicago's temperature is less than Phoenix's temperature. B. Chicago's temperature is greater than Phoenix's temperature. C. Chicago's temperature is equal to Phoenix's temperature. And D. Anchorage's temperature is greater than Nome's temperature. Alright, so right off the bat we can just say that choice D is not the right answer, because Anchorage is actually a city in Alaska. It's not even relevant to the question. So D is out. Choice C says Chicago's temperature is equal to Phoenix's temperature. I've never seen -2 to be equal to 37. So C is also out. So it really comes down to A and B. B says Chicago's temperature is greater than Phoenix's temperature. And A says Chicago's temperature is less than Phoenix's temperature. Alright, so we have to recall that the negative numbers are always less than positive numbers. So let's do a quick number comparison here. So we have -2, alright, Fahrenheit, and then we have 37 degrees Fahrenheit. So if we were to compare these two numbers together, we would just say that 37 is bigger than -2, because positive numbers are always greater than negative numbers. So choice B says Chicago's temperature, alright, so that's going to be -2, is greater than Phoenix's temperature. So choice B is also out. And then choice A says Chicago's temperature is less than Phoenix's temperature. So -2 is less than 37. Of course, A is the final answer. So the second problem we have, it says find the product of x plus 7 times x minus 7. See, if you just learned about multiplying binomials, this problem can be a bit challenging. There are 2 ways to solve this problem. The first way that I'm going to show you is the quickest way, and the second way actually involves a bit of calculation. So here's the first way. Whenever you're multiplying 2 binomials together and you have the same number in both parentheses, and if there's a plus sign and a negative sign involved, you just square the first term, and then you square the second term, and then you put a negative sign between them. So what do I mean by that? So pretty much we have the first term, x squared minus our second term. 7 squared is going to be 49. Then we put the subtraction sign between them, and that's our final answer. You see how quick that was? This actually helps you a lot when you're taking tests, and it's called difference of squares. So let me give you another example in addition to this. So if we have x plus 4 times x minus 4. Alright, so we have the same numbers. We have the plus sign, we have the negative sign, so we know that this is the difference of squares. So now all we have to do is square the first term. So we're going to get this marker. And x squared, and then write the subtraction sign, and then square the second term. So 4 squared is going to give us 16. The second method is actually by using the distributing property and simplifying. So if we were to do this problem, the old-fashioned way would be x times x, so first term times first term, so it's going to be x squared. First term times the second term, so x times -7 is going to be -7x. Second term times the first term, it's going to be positive plus positive 7x, and then the second term times the second term, so positive 7 times a negative 7, it's going to be a negative 49. And then here we just have to simplify it. Negative 7 plus positive 7, these two cancel out, so all we're left with is x2 minus 49. So there you have it. But do you see how fast this method was compared to this one? And just try to use this method, the first method, on your tests, because it's just going to save you a lot of time, and it's pretty simple to use. For the grand finale, we have to solve a pretty challenging system of equations. Trust me, this one looks simple, but it's a long one, so let's get to it. One of the common ways to solve systems of equations is by using the substitution method. So what do I mean by substitution method? It means that we need to take one of our equations and isolate one of the variables from the rest of the equation. So if I take the first equation, I have to isolate either x or y by itself. So I have negative 7x minus 6y equals 59. So I'm trying to get x by itself. So in order to do that, we have to move 6y to the other side of the equation. And when I do that, it becomes positive 6y. So it's going to be negative 7x. And once I move this to the other side, it becomes 59 plus, the negative becomes positive, 6y. So now I just need to get x by itself. And in order to do that, I have to divide both sides of the equation by negative 7. So, alright, so negative 7 divided by negative 7, that's going to be giving 1. And then so we're going to have x equals to 59 plus 6y divided by negative 7. Alright. Now that I have my variable isolated from the rest of the equation, I'm going to substitute it into my second equation wherever I see an x. So I have negative 8x minus 6y equals 58, and then I have x equals to 59 plus 6y divided by negative 7. So I'm going to substitute this right here as for my x. So, oops, sorry about that. So we have negative 8 times 59 plus 6y over negative 7. Then we have minus 6y equals 58. Alright, now I have to multiply this negative 8 into my parentheses. So it's going to be 8 times 59 plus 6y. So negative 8 times 59, that's going to give me negative 472, and then negative 8 plus 6y, that's going to give me negative 48y. Divided all by 7, minus 6y over 1 equals 58. Alright, so now I have to get a common denominator between 7 and 1, and between, actually this is negative 7, so between negative 7 and 1, and obviously the common denominator would be negative 7. So we have negative 7 here, and then actually when we did one of our tricks on how to multiply fractions, the fastest way to multiply fractions, this is when it actually comes to use. So now I have to now by using my method, I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 1. So times 1 times 1. So I'm going to get negative 472 minus 48y. Then I have my subtraction sign. And then for this one, I have to multiply I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by -7. So times -7 times -7. All right, and then I'm gonna get -42. And equals 58. Whew. So now all we have to do, we have to simplify this fraction right here, and then we have to solve for our y. So we have -472 minus 48y. Negative times a negative becomes a positive, so plus 42 divided by -7 equals 58. Now I can use cross multiplying to get my y. So I have to multiply -7 times 58, and then I have to multiply 1 times the entire, this mess right here. So let's see, we have -472 minus 48y plus 42, actually this was 42y, plus 42y equals -7 times 58. That's going to give me -406. So now we have to simplify here. So -472 minus 42. So I'm going to get -48y plus 42y equals, I'm going to move this to the other side, so I'm going to get a positive, so I'm going to get -406 plus, this becomes positive, so I'm going to get 472. I'm going to get a positive 472. So now, -406 plus 472, I'm going to get 66. And then from here, I'm going to get -6y. And now I have to divide both sides by -6 to get my y. So -6 divided by -6, and then 66 divided by -6. So I'm going to get my y to be equal to -11. Whew. There we go. So we have our y. Now that we have our y, I'm going to substitute it into either my first or second equation in order to get my x. So we have -7x minus 6, and then we have our y to be -11. So times -11 equals 59. So we have -7x, and then negative times a negative becomes a positive. So now we're going to have plus 66 equals 59. And from there, all we have to do is we have to move our 66 to the other side in order to find x. So I'm going to have -7x equals 59 minus 66. And I'm going to get -7. So we have -7x equals -7, and in order to get the x, we have to divide both sides by -7. So -7 divided by -7, that's going to give me 1. That's going to give me 1x, but since it's 1, we don't need to write it. And then -7 divided by -7, that's going to give me a +1. So, alright, so you have your y to be -11, and then you have your x to be 1.
Thank you for tuning into our Tutoring Thursday channel. If you enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. We would love to hear from you. Until next week's Tutoring Thursday, happy studying.